Hi guys, so I did this set a little bit ago and thought I would finally get off my butt and edit it and show you it. So these are those tiny little tips that I got on, I want to say Timu order. Now, they're not filed into my natural nail like you would do normally when doing acrylic because I have peel off base coat on. And when I tried to file the tips in, I ruined the peel off base coat and had to put another layer on. So that's why they're a little bit blocky. But it was a test set for the set I'm now actually wearing on myself, just not in the video, because I wanted to see what they'd look like. But yeah, I like these tips. That they go on quite nicely actually. So this is going to be an autumn set. So this is Copper Penny by CJP. Now I just put a very thin layer of Kylea down underneath that, and this is just a very thin wash of colour, because all I want it for is a background for behind the glitter. So even though I'm going to be using two glitters, one is super fine and one like a dazzle, which is like flaky, I don't want there to be any patchy gaps. So I go in with a very, very thin wash of this because the entire nails are going to be coppers and oranges. And that's me just faffing around and lining my glitters up. So I picked up a very tiny bead of Kylea. And these are a Chameleon shard from Smiley's Glitter Store. I can't remember the exact number, but since I redid my nails last night, they are actually currently sat on my desk, so I will put them in the description. So I've just picked up another tiny little blob of Kylea, and I have a box of hearts, which is what I'm adding on there, and they're all in autumn shades. So there's blacks, there's burgundies, there's golds, there's bronze, there's rust coloured, so I'm just adding a few hearts to that. And what am I doing here? Another wash of the Copper Penny. I really do love this one, so this one's by CJP. But I have a couple more that I actually use for leaves and things. From what is now known as elnailsystems, but used to be Glitterama. So these are some of my Kylea wherry glitters. So I do believe that the flaky one on the left is Cinnamon Dazzle. And I think this one's fire. But again, I will put it in the description, but these two glitters match perfectly together. Absolutely perfectly. I have a huge box of them because she was doing a clear out sale because she was coming away from selling the glitters. She's now an educator for glitter bells, but she has some fantastic videos on YouTube, and she had courses on her website. She may still have, I'm not sure, it's been a while since I've gone on actually. So I've just gone in with another tiny little, not even a pea-sized amount of clear acrylic. Put a thin layer of that glitter down again. It's generally a little repetitive. And gone in with the dazzles because they just give some beautiful, beautiful sparkle, for lack of a better word. I didn't take proper photos of this practice set like I meant to. I don't know what distracted me, but something did. So I'm going to use for the cover a set that I'm currently wearing. The only difference really is I've changed the glitter on some fingers, and what else did I do? I did many things. Oh, and changed the position of the leaves. Now originally this nail was supposed to be a French, but I didn't use a dry enough bead. And then I just thought, sod it. So I am making it an all nude nail, and I'm going to have 3D acrylic leaves on this. So this is going to be an all acrylic design set. It's a long while since I've done one because I've been so used to playing with the gel polishes and the gels that my brushes were feeling kind of lonely and I'm a little out of practice. So I'm just smoothing that on. I don't know why, but I find it harder to lay acrylic on an almond shape and a stiletto shape for some reason, which is weird, but they're actually the shapes I prefer to wear. When I'm wearing square, I tend to, and beyond, it's not very often I wear nails, but I always tend to catch the corners or catch myself, so I'll scratch myself or I'll hit them. But almond, I don't seem to do that. And these are quite, they might look quite short to some of you on the video, but honestly, these are pretty much the longest I can manage with. So we're just going in again with a layer of that glitter. And another layer of these dazzles. If you can get your hands on any of these Kylea wherry dazzles, you really should. She has them in a ton of different shades. I think I'm thinking, but I'm not sure. I think I got every shade she had because a lot of them, she did them so they matched a finer glitter. That was who I got the tip from for if you have a chunky glitter to put on, put a matching shade or a similar shade of super fine underneath, and then you don't have gaps and you don't have to pile the nail really thick with this chunky glitter just to get a good coverage, because you have a matching colour underneath already to give you that coverage. So this one is going to be a glitter fade, so I only really need the colour up near the cuticle and on the actual nail. I don't really need it near the tip, which helps because then you don't thicken the tip out. So I've just got a tiny bit of that super fine, and I'm just moving that around to where I want it. And it was a little patchy near the tips. I'm just filling that in a bit more. And then I should just be stroking that back a little bit. Nope, I'm going straight in with the dazzle. Oh, I'm breaking it up with the dazzle, that's what I'm doing. And then I'm catching some of that super fine that hasn't quite set yet, and I'm just dragging that up a little so it's not like a solid line. I'm liking these. They look way better when top coat goes on. They're just super shiny. Oh, so I haven't had much time to do videos lately, at all. There's been quite a few off of work at the moment, so I am doing extras, which is not leaving time for very much else at the moment, unfortunately. I've been saying for a fortnight I was going to do my nails because I got a little bit nibbly and the one on my thumb is split again. So something needs to go on there so that damn things can grow out unmolested. I would like to have some pretty nails for Christmas, since it's most definitely not going to happen for Halloween at this point. So I am just capping everything in clear. I'm not really doing much of an apex because the entire intention of these was literally to pop them straight back off. And I'm just going in with the file. So I always go up the side walls first and then only slightly around the cuticle area, as I prefer to do that with the you know, the chunky, spongy, foamy files, because I find I can get right into the crease of my cuticle without worrying about catching myself, because the foam ones are softer. And then I just go down the barrel of the nail, and I'm just trying to even that out there. I had a few little chunky bits. Many people have mastered the apply it as if you don't own a file. I'm not one of them. I will get there eventually, but I play with my acrylics so sparsely, because I can't remember the word I was looking for. I'm a little out of practice with it. So these are the sponge ones that I like. I just find you can get right in the creases. So what I do is I take most of my bulk and do my shaping with the normal files. And then I'll go in with one of those just to get in all the little nooks and crannies where I need it. I mean, you can go around the edges with an e-file. Sometimes I forget it's actually on my desk and I just go straight in with the hand file, because we were taught with the hand file, and the e-file was kind of like a separate part of the course. We didn't really use it during treatments. You know, when we were doing the course, you need like so many treatments and stuff like that. We didn't really use the e-file then, so I'm actually in the habit of hand filing. So I have done the rest of that off of camera. I've given them a bloody good dust, and I'm just going in with a top coat. Because on one of the fingers I'm doing the 3D leaves, but I am top coating first, because your acrylic will not pop off of the top coat. It is perfectly fine to do it on top. And in all honesty, it is a complete ball ache doing your nail, not top coating, doing 3D flowers, 3D leaves or whatever else, and then trying to top coat around or over the little suckers, because your top coat floods any lines you've left in it, and it's just a pain in the ass. It ends up running most of the time, unless that is just me. That is possibly just me. And look at all that sparkle. Lukey. So that has cured, and I have moved over to a 3D brush. Oh, excuse me. I woke up early this morning. So I've got a tiny little bead on my 3D brush, and you just leave that for a little minute. I'm just moving it slightly into the shape I want. And then I turn my brush on its edge, so it's the skinny part, just to split the line and get it into the leaf shape. And then when it's set up a little bit more, I put my little leaf lines in. And then because doing that moves the acrylic, I just pull it back into the little pointy shape I want. I actually enjoyed doing these leaf bits. I forgot how much fun it is to make little 3D shapes and flowers. Oh, guess who's just woken up? Shh. So I end up in the end not actually liking the layout of these leaves. I'm not sure what pattern I actually had in my head when I was laying them out. but they are little cuties. Oh yeah. Right, so I'm going in with another one there. So with the leaves, you don't want a lot of excess monomer in your brush. You want to tap a bit of that out. Get your little pearl, put it on the nail, and then you usually leave it for a couple of seconds. So like if you were going to do a flower or something, wait for it to go slightly matte before you start pressing into it and moving it around. And then your lines. Now the top leaf, I lined that a little early, so it's lost some of its definition. So you can wait a little longer and do it again with your brush, or you could use the edge of a cuticle, no, not a cuticle nipper, a cuticle pusher if you have a flat-ended one. And that will give you deeper groove lines. See, now that bead was a little bit wet. And it's a little non-cooperative. Yeah, really don't like the placement of the leaves. On the new set I've done them more around the edge of the nail. So we are practically at the end, so I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed a different change of video from the usual gel ones. But these are my autumn acrylics with the cute little fallen leaves. I will list the glitters that I used and put them in the description box. And thanks for watching, guys. Bye.